Um, but yeah, that's been used. That same sort of pose and archetype of like the lounging lady with like her servants or her, other people, helpers, whatever. That's been used for like ages by other artists. Although I don't think that was the first one. I think he got inspired by another painting. Yeah, yeah, it was yeah. Venus of Urbino, classic painting by Titan, I think. I might be mispronouncing that. I probably am. Um uh fabulous. Fabulous art. Anyway. Yeah, bro, this is cracking me up. It's like we're like exchanging like naughty pictures. And we're like, here, here. This one's really good, okay? I really hope you feel something when you look at this. Like I felt something when I looked at this. But it's just artwork and it's because they're naked and we're not allowed to show. Wouldn't it be hilarious if I did like full on like artistic analysis, like I'm talking about like the driest thing imaginable, full on artistic analysis, but I had to stream it on Picarto because it was like nude, and you're like, I can't do this on Twitch. And then here's the one I was just talking about. Hi, fetus arm, welcome in, buddy. We're talking about art. I think I remember reading up about this, the Edouard Manet Olympia painting. I believe that the oh, I don't know what she is, the black maid servant. It's one of those things. I believe she's bringing in flowers for the lady because she's getting courted by people. I think it's an let me actually look this up before I start spitting lies about this artwork that I can't show. Ah, I knew it. Okay, I was like, I see a black ribbon. Okay, back then, around like 18. Well, okay, this painting was made in 1863, 1865. If a lady had, well, okay, one of the ways that you tell if someone was a prostitute is if I believe if someone had like a black. Actually, hold up. Let me read this because I could be wrong. Somehow there are iconography clues that allude to this lady being a prostitute, which I feel like at the time was still very shocking. Cause it's like, oh, I'm gonna have it be like a sultry lady that's like, "Ooh, look at me," but it's like a prostitute, like, "Ooh, that was shocking." What? Hold up, I'm looking at this. Okay. Ah, I see, okay. Oh, this is fascinating. Manet replaced objects from the original painting, that Venus of Urbino, to add more symbolism to it to help support that she's like a prostitute. Like there's the image of a cat. In the original painting it was a dog. But cats like apparently like symbolize, like illicit nighttime activities. If you know what I mean. So that makes sense. Wow. Okay. Great. Now I want to talk about art. I can't show like half of these paintings and I hate it. Um there's I really can't show any of these paintings. It's not like this is like inappropriate. It's just like artistic nudity. Like I don't know. Hold up, there was a God, this sounds unfortunately right up my alley. Although this I feel like would be so boring. Apparently, there was a British television series broadcast in 1980 that was simply called "100 Great Paintings." Oh my god, bro, this is absolutely hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen this. Sorry, I'm looking up paintings. Oh, no, I think I have. No, this looks very familiar. Okay. John Constable. Some sort of, like, landscape artist. I've heard of this name now. I don't know where it's from, though. Just draw a bar with a nudity. Listen, I'm not sure how to do that. I guess would have to do it on, like, my second screen or something. I don't know. That would require a lot of that would require almost too much work for me. Oh, okay, it's not fully loaded. It's taking a sweet time. Come on. Probably because I have, like, 5,000,000 tabs open and this is a big image. Come on. Come on. There we go. Close enough. Okay. I don't know if I have seen this artwork. I want to say I have. I truly don't know. This part is making me be like, "Okay, you know what? Maybe I have seen this artwork." I don't know. That building looks vaguely familiar, but also I feel like this would stand out because it's unusual. Like it's different. Like, usually when we see people with like wagons and like oxen or horses or whatever those are, I can't tell. They're usually not going through the water. So I don't know. What is this painting about? First off, why does this painting get so famous? It's so simplistic. Ah, okay. 1821. Ah, okay. It is a painting. Oh, excuse me. It is called The Haywind, originally titled Landscape Noon by John Constable, which depicts a rural scene on the River Stow between the English counties of Suffolk and Essex. It hangs in the National Gallery in London and is regarded as Constable's most famous image and is one of the greatest and most popular English paintings. How have I never seen this before? Okay. Huh. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. Listen, I honestly feel like landscapes, because they're so I don't wanna say whatever. That's rude and that does a disservice to the artwork of landscape paintings. I think they're wonderful. I think it's just because they're so simple's the wrong word. One note, I don't know how to describe it. They're so I don't wanna say cliche, but it's just like a default, like, inoffensive artwork that looks nice on the wall and it makes you feel good when you look at it. It's not something that's meant to shock or awe. It's not something you need to know, like, the history or the mythology, inoffensive. Yeah, and I mean, listen, if somebody calls my artwork motel art, I'm not gonna be offended. Now, if they say that in a derogatory way where they're, like, insulting me, then I might throw hands. But I see nothing wrong with wanting to just paint a little idyllic painting, like, oh my god, like, people are into that, Like, you don't have to always say something grand with art. You can just be like, "You know what? I just wanna do a little landscape." But I'm not sure if that's what this guy did because he might have had something a lot much more grander in mind. I'm not entirely too sure. Anyway, I gotta read this up. Okay, already, boom, it's getting high praise. What the heck? Why? Why is this popular? I mean, I understand it's popular because it's like, it's like the Mona Lisa. It's like, oh, it's a portrait. It's simple. It's simple for people to understand. It's not like one of those like complicated paintings where there's like 5 bajillion like little symbols that you gotta know. And if you know, you like learn more to the art, Like what is it? The swing. I feel like that's a really good easy example. That's one I can actually show, which I'm honestly shocked. Because if you know what it's about, you're like, oh, that's absolutely not a family friendly artwork. I'll just say that. There's a lot of interesting like art analysis about that. It's also a lovely painting. It's such a good depiction of like what is it called? The Rococo movement. Yes, where everything was like frilly and lacy and it was all about extravagance and then the French Revolution happened and then we just said goodbye to all of this, roughly speaking. Um I think what came after the French Revolution was something close to this but not quite this level. Yeah, how is it Fraganon? Ferdinand? It's something like that. Anyways, the swing. I'm pulling this up. Okay. Now, I might not be able to do all of it, but I can do at least some of the analysis. Hold up. It's loading, guys. It's loading. But it's all about this like dance of like tension and mystique. But it's hidden behind like several layers that I don't think people might initially realize. You know, you gotta do your own for a project. Ooh, nice. Oh, really? They focus on the middle class. I figured. I figured. Because I have a feeling after the French Revolution, that really empowered like the lower and also middle class to really like, you know, to really like be their own thing, you know, because hopefully they weren't as oppressed by the rich ruling class. Anyway, um, so got first so many details. First off, I get a kick out of the shoe every single time, bro. I see that shoe. She's having the time of her life. Like, women working, what? That's not right. Oh my god, bro. That must have been so shocking at the time. That's hilarious. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on. First off, this guy, preacher, just saying, he's got the collar. I think when I looked into this, people said he was a preacher. Now I don't know if he is or isn't. A lot of stuff going on, but you gotta like um first off, we gotta talk about something. What is this man looking at? He is not looking at her eyes. I mean, he's looking at something else. That's all I'm gonna be saying. Anyway, another thing I love is this uh statue. I don't know who it is. It might be Cupid. It probably isn't. It's probably some other thing. I don't know. But he's saying shh. You know, as in like we're not gonna talk about it because it's supposed to be secret. Like you're in the woods. You're having an illicit rendezvous with maybe two people at once. I don't know. Like what I love about it is like it's this like interplay between like light and dark. You know, I forget the whole story of all the backstory to this painting. I think it's something interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just there's just something so lovely about this painting. I'm doing a really bad job of attempting to describe it. I thought I had way more to say, but after looking at it, I'm like, I really don't. It's just because it's like I know bits and parts of it, but it's not enough for me to like coherently talk about. Unfortunately, I love this shoe though every single time. But yeah, it's like it's so interesting because you don't see this guy, but yet he's like helping her swing. You know, but it's like this guy could easily see that there's this other man with her. Oh, you're about to have some drama going on. Um, Let me look this up. 'Cause I'm like, okay. Okay, hold on, I'm looking this up. Is considered to be one of the masterpieces of the Rococo era. It absolutely is. Okay, it says the painting depicts an elegantly young woman on a swing, the smiling young man hiding in the bushes below and to the left. Below and to the left. So it's this guy they're talking about. The guy with the exposed head. Which, you know, there's some obvious symbolism with that. Um Okay, the two statues are present, one of a Puto, which watches from above. So that's this guy. And then the two Puti is on the right beside the older man. So it's these guys. Okay. So they're like cherubs, but I think they're different. Got it. Okay, I'm reading this up. I'm reading this up. It says Puto or plurals Puti. Again, I'm probably mispronouncing this, but we're just gonna say it like I see it. The figure in a work of art depicted as a chubby male child, usually naked and very often winged. Um, okay. The Puto came to represent a sort of baby angel in religious art, often called a cherub. Although in traditional Christian theology, a cherub is actually one of the most senior types of angel. Okay. Okay. It says the same figures were also seen as representations of classical myth and increasingly in general decorative art. Hmm. Okay. So it kind of is, but kind of isn't. I don't know how to describe it. I I feel like Cupid is a specific thing. A Puto is just, nah. It's it's more general, if that makes sense. Like when I think of Cupid, I think, oh, that's a character, as opposed to, oh, that's like a person. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the difference between like Pokemon versus like the main character's Pokemon. Like, yes, they're all Pikachu's, but there's only one Ash's Pikachu. That's probably the nerdiest way to describe what I'm attempting to say, but it's true. That's what it feels. God, there's so many wonderful artworks. Man, they used this. Man, they really did all. Oh my god, wow. For a Rococo bedroom? Hold up. Let's go look at that. I want to see what a Rococo bedroom looks like. Probably like a big giant bed with a bunch of like sculptures around it. Sorry. Okay, I can't find any more images of it, but it was interesting. These are fascinating. Sorry, I'm looking at another art. Again, I wish I could show this art because it's so good. Hold up. Here's another one. Slightly different time period. Very, very much in the classical style. What I love about God, I wish I could show this. What I love about it is how he really limits dark values to only the characters in front. Like if you look at all the what are they called? Not cherubs. Cherubs the wrong word. Like pooties. If you look at all the pooties in the back, they're grayed out, but there's like not a single like black in there. Like all the values are very light. They really blend into the background, but their warm colors contrast so well. God, it's fascinating how these people are able to do this. Holy mackerel! It doesn't even look like it looks real, but I know it's not. But it doesn't look real. The best way I can describe it is it looks like when people do like photo manipulation of artwork, where they've used so many images that it doesn't even like resemble like real life, that it goes beyond that. But yet it looks so realistic, but it's not. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this, but like, oh my god, just look at the photo, and hopefully you guys will be like, oh, I understand now. Yeah. Anyway, great painting. Can't go wrong with the swing. But okay, going back to this, why did this get so popular? I'm so sorry. Why this like honestly, if if nobody told me that this painting was the world's most famous painting, I would not believe them. I'd be like, "Oh, that looks like, you know, pretty standard typical like art." that you'd find in someone's house. Like you go to grandma's house and she would have this like hung up right next to her like, precious moment statues. Like, like it would just belong there. You'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." Two inoffensive idyllic things next to each other, that makes sense. So why did this get so popular? I'm looking this up. Okay. Okay, it says the Haywain, which is what this lovely painting by John Constable is called, is um is one of a series of paintings called the Six Footers, which were large scale canvases which he painted for the annual summer exhibitions at the Royal Academy. Says, as with all the paintings in this series, Constable produced a full scale oil sketch for this work, blah, blah, blah. Another, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I see. Okay, so that makes sense for because the original title for this artwork was called Landscape Noon. Because he originally intended to exhibit the finished work with that title because he envisioned it as it belonged to the classical landscape tradition of representing the cycles of nature. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, so it originally exhibited at the Royal Academy in 1821 under the title Landscape Noon, but it failed to find a buyer. So then it was put on at the 1924 Paris Salon. Okay. Says in that exhibition, the Haywain was singled out for a gold medal awarded by Charles. I'm assuming X means 10. It might be 9. Can't read Roman numerals of France. Um, it says the works by Constable in the exhibition inspired a new generation of French painters, including Eugene Delarox. Ooh. Hold up, let's go. I've heard of this guy. I can't think of a single artwork he did, but I know he did. Oh, he does. Oh, he does a lot. Oh, definite romanticism. Holy mac. Okay, I feel like this is one of the only photos I can probably show because it doesn't have any naked women in it. So we're showing him. Okay. Again, this is by Eugene Delacroix. A lot of people really emphasizing the like grandioseness. Somewhere in here, someone's getting murdered. I bet my money on that it's this guy. I don't know what the backstory of this painting is, but okay. It says the murder of the Bishop of Liege. I'm probably mispronouncing that. That's okay. Oh, that's where I know him from. He did Liberty Leading the People. The lady with her tits out. I can't show it on Twitch, but I wish I could. It's the one about like the French Revolution or whatever. Sort of. It might be. I really don't know. I think it is. She's like stepping over a bunch of like dead bodies and crap. That one. You know the one. Anyway, going back. Okay, but seriously, how's that? Okay, what art? I feel like it's like, oh, like this artwork is super famous, but it's like his other artworks were more influential, I guess. Okay, so I understand it got a gold medal, yada yada yada. Okay, I get that. Okay, it says there was a French writer who visited the exhibition. We have never seen anything like these pictures before. It is the truthfulness that is so striking. Okay. Huh. Oh, this is fascinating. It says in some ways he's offering up a fiction, a highly curated landscape containing elements that have been added later. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have really zoomed out. I'm so sorry. So sorry, guys. That have been added later to improve the composition and broaden its appeal. That's a really good description of what I feel like when I read this. I feel like I look at this painting and I just feel like mass appeal. Like the lowest common denominator. Anyone can enjoy this artwork because it is inoffensive and it is nice to look at. Like a cute puppy or a cute kitten. It's a fan favorite. It's a crowd favorite, but it doesn't offer too much in the way of, like, analysis, I guess. But anyway, it says there's nothing natural about that landscape. It's all man-made. The fields are agriculture, a managed landscape. I guess I could see that being interesting. Yeah, you're right. If you look over here, everything. Yeah, like here, like first off, I think we see like a bit of a farm over here. I could be wrong. Yeah, look at all this. Like this looks like a park. It is. You're so right. That's probably why I didn't sell the first time. I think. I don't know, man. Okay, so then it got sold and it got sold and okay, it gets passed around a lot apparently. Really, the Haywin was voted the second most popular painting in any British gallery, second only to Turner's Fighting Temeraire. Oh, this is the okay. Listen, I like this one. I feel like when I look at this one, there's only like two people who like this. People who are into really boats, and if you're a dad over the age of like 35, you're probably gonna like this painting. Apparently, this is one of the most famous English paintings, which I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I guess it is famous. Fascinating. Love the history because it's all about like it's all about the end of the age of sail. Because we now have like steamships and all that stuff, and the steamship is literally bringing in the ship to get dismantled. Like it's showing the end, and the sun is setting. Like, oh my god, can you get any more dramatic than this? Like, holy mackerel, bro, such a dramatic painting. It's about like a boat. Wow. Anyway, okay. It does crack me up. Um, because if you look at it, it's like it got sold to this person, it got sold to that person, and then it's like now it's in this gallery and it's been there for like years, like ages now. And then it talks about like the modern day thing, and all it is just, hey, this protester tried to make a political statement by slapping whatever political statement they wanted to make onto the artwork. Yeah, if I was an artist, I'd be upset. I wouldn't want my artwork to be used as some sort of billboard for some political means. That I would honestly, I'd be upset, bro. I'd be like, no, 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 you don't do that. Okay, but seriously, why? But it's why is this famous? Like, I could see this being famous amongst grandmas, but like, why? Maybe it makes more sense if I read up about him. Okay, looks like he just did a crap ton of landscapes. God, his stuff is so oh my god. Listen, if I didn't know who this was by, I would be like, "Oh, like, I'm just saying." I would see this at like a Days Inn or like a Lakita Inn. Like, bro, I'd see yeah, I wouldn't even bat an eye. It's so like what's the word? Smarmy? Like quaint, like you're like, oh, look at the little farmers and they're working, and you're like, look at the little cows and they're eating. Oh, this is such a calming, innocent, inoffensive photo. Fascinating how he doesn't really. Well, no, there's some detail of grass, but it's not fascinating. Anyway, I love the swans. Those are fun. I really do love the reflections in the water. Though. I mean, I've always loved reflections in the water, but it's so nice to see them in painting. Because, like, it feels like you could stand there and you could see the water moving, but in a painting, it's still. Like, it doesn't move. I find that crazy. Um. Okay, wheat field. Okay, we're getting. God, what the heck was that sound? Holy shit, my heart jumped out of my chest. What was that? It's probably nothing. Oh, it was just a box that fell. Okay, we're good. Oh god, I was terrified. Okay, this is called Constable the Wheat Field. We're getting somewhere. This is a little bit more exciting. I mean, mostly I think just for the composition. It's just this like big curve. You're like, I think that's fun. And the, like repetition down there. That's fun. It must have been horrible work. I would have hated doing this. Like to be one of those people whacking my wheat, bundling it up. Absolutely not. God, this stuff just looks so like you know. I keep looking at its art and I'm like, that's a landscape. You know what? Maybe it's one. Okay, you know how in like film, sometimes you'll come across films that you're like, I saw it. People told me to go see it, but it really wasn't anything special. Like, I'm trying to think of like an example. I feel like Citizen. No, not Citizen Kane. No, I'll just say Citizen Kane. Because Citizen Kane kind of established and helped popularize a lot of like things that we take for granted in like film. Now what those things are, I cannot remember for the life of me. But I feel like this is like one of those things where the reason he gets popular is because he was one of the first people to help really popularize the landscape. Because I remember people trying to get into landscapes back in the day, but because back then art had to be about something, like it had to be about some sort of religious figure, mythological figure. Like you couldn't just paint a landscape. Oh no, 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 no. It had to have a message. I Oh god, how do I say your name? Blatch. I'm just gonna call you Blue Chips. You're so close. Yeah, art history, buddy. Woo! We're looking at John Constable stuff, which is a painter that apparently is really famous in England, but I have never heard of him. And we're looking at his landscape paintings, and they're alright. I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not like whoa, wow. You know how sometimes art can be like that, where you get like really sucked into it. Yeah, I'm not getting sucked in. I mean, I'm feeling like a sense of tranquil peace, but that's kind of all I'm feeling. Really big on the. He must have used like a palette knife or something. Really big on the texture. Here's another one that I feel like really showcases the texture. Like it's almost getting to like impressionistic levels. I mean, you can still tell what everything is, and he's still really trying to use those like realistic colors, but I don't know. It's just there's so much texture. I like it. It's nice. I do like this one better though. You know what? No, I just realized. I just realized this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's like those diamond paintings that are out now, and it's like I'm gonna do a diamond paint. Let me actually go look up diamond paintings. Okay, because it's a thing. I can't spell the word diamonds. Oh my god. Diamond paintings. If I look up the word diamond paintings and I go to images, I will yes. This is what I'm talking about, like the inoffensive. This is something that your aunt or maybe your grandma, someone with who really likes to just relax and like kind of paint. Well, not paint, but just do like the same sort of like mind numbing, repetitive thing over and over again. It's very relaxing. I've never done it before. But it does seem very relaxing. Yeah, something like this where it's like the dolphin, or then we got like the seashells. Like they don't really say anything; they're just kind of there to look pretty. Also, I have never seen a sea star, excuse me, a starfish with 6 arms. Does that exist? Probably does exist. I'm sorry, what? What? Wait, what? Hold on, what the I'm so sorry. I, like, zoned out, and now we're talking about drawing phalluses? What the fuck? Yeah, Rainstorm, yeah. Never really got into art, except for maybe you know what? You're probably not wrong. Although, I mean, they did it more for the appreciation of the human body. You probably were doing it because it was funny. I don't know. It it cracks me up how it's like such a guy thing to draw images of phalluses on like everything, but you never see girls drawing like, hoo-has on like the corner of like a 20-year out of date textbook that is inaccurate information. You never see it. I'm like, what? It just cracks me up. I don't know. Maybe I need to have a movement, an art movement. Yeah, yes, this is what I'm talking about. The inoffensive stuff where it's like kitties in an ice cream shop. Bro, this cracks me up. This you you can't make this crap up. Imagine being an artist and being like, yeah. And they're like, so what do you draw? And you're like, well, I make artwork for diamond paintings. And they're like, so what do you mean? You draw like kittens stacked up on each other playfully and they're like behind some sort of fun little quirky shop, like a ice cream parlor or something. And then you're like, they're on to me. Oh no. Like this is such like, it's just like, God, now, you know what's going to happen after this? I'm going to get so many personalized ads just for diamond paintings. They're going to suddenly think I'm like 45 years old. I work as an admin to a company. I come home, I say hello to my wife, to my husband and my kids, and then I turn on my true crime podcast and I start diamond painting away. After I make dinner, like I just want to say this. I have no shade against people who are into this stuff. If you like this, go right ahead. It's very funny because just the types of artworks they usually choose for this sort of stuff. It's like, ooh, a wolf. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I don't think that well, it's just an image artwork, so maybe it's a diamond painting, but you don't know what it looks like. Maybe, it's because men love themselves more. I'm not about to get into that highly debated question, but maybe. I don't know. Um, Maybe because we live in a phallocentric society. I mean, you're not wrong. Listen, I feel like the phallus shape is a lot more easier to find in nature than, the female counterpart. I mean, it's really only like caves and like openings. Like that's really limited. When you think of things that are long and they spread out from the ground, it's a lot of things. Like any tree, yeah, you could say that that's a thing. Any column, yeah. Like literally anything is, a phallic object if you really want to think about it. But only so many things can be considered the like female version of that. I find that very interesting. How did we get on this topic? I'm talking about this while I'm looking at images of diamond paintings. I remember when I used to draw. Yeah, wolf. Bro, hold up. Is this even still a thing? I think this is still a meme, but I don't know. The 3 wolf moon shirt? Listen, imagine I show up. Imagine I roll up to the furry convention with this shirt on. Bro, I would be drowning in it. I would be drowning. Yes. This is why I haven't gotten any action in so long. They have a pink one for the people who are like pink is a personality trait. or whatever. That's what happens with non-artists who try to communicate with an artist. Okay, unironically, I think the pink one, like, kind of. I don't want to say it. I think it might be slightly better, and I'm not saying that because it's pink and I like the color pink. I think because it's different. That's what it is. It's more striking. This I've seen too much of. I could wear this. I could wear this. Maybe this will give me the male attention I so desperately need. I mean, gray. It does crack me up how this has, like, sort of entered the, like, internet lexicon. So, now there's, like, variations of it where it's like, instead of wolves, they're cats or they're corgis, to be like, I'm different, haha, but I also, you know, still play along with, I still like the original. Like, it's a fun little remix. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh no, I found. No, a furry artist drew like the most furry version of the Three Wolf Moon shirt. I can't. Oh my god, bro, this hurts. Oh no, there's ads. I'm so sorry, bro. Toaster Raid? Do I remember Moon Moon? Oh, bro, I remember Moon Moon. Listen, when I think of a furry artist, I don't know why this is all I think of. People that wear hats backwards and love to party, and I could not be further from that. Welcome in One Eye. How's it going, buddy? We're talking about the Three Wolf Moon t-shirt, which is a shirt I've never once owned, but I am thinking about it. Like, okay, could I wear this? Okay, if I wear this out, would this be weird? No, well, you don't know, you just kind of think that I'm wearing something that looks a little bit, like, too hardcore for someone who looks so lame as me to be wearing it, But I don't know. A lot of cats. A lot of cats. But yeah, I remember looking up the original reviews for this shirt when it was, like, a thing. Oh my, it was hilarious. It was like, I wore this shirt out. I now have, like, 3 females following me. It Yes, that's what I'm saying here every single time. Everything. Thank you so much. It's your boy James 69. Um, thank you for being honest and truthful with yourself. And embracing this slightly maybe cringier side, which is something that I would never embrace, at least not in real life. Oh my, sorry, this is cracking me up. This is like such like a product of this review. God, oh my god, bro. It's like this over the top language where it's like the moon's gravitation. God, this cracks me up. The word shirt gets thrown around a lot. And I don't think it really has enough pizzazz to cover this magical garment. I call this thing shirt-tacular. Seriously, just touching in the box sent shivers down my spine and in naughty areas. I slipped on it over my head and I swear I could see through time. By the time I got it all the way on, I was shooting lasers out of my eyes and screaming manically at the mailbox. This shirt combines all of the amazingness of wolves with the feminine ebb and flow of the moon's gravitational pull. Try to find a better shirt. You won't. By the time you do, you'll be dead and regretting every shirt-tacular second you didn't spend wearing this. Watch out, though. Do not buy this shirt if you have a heart condition, are nursing, are pregnant, or may become pregnant, except in the case that you were impregnated by a werewolf, or if you have significant deficiencies in self-esteem. Oh yeah, and the first time you wear it, have an extra pair of pants nearby. What the fuck? Or bearing that some sort of sarong. Trust me, good hunting. 5 stars. What the what what, what was this review? God, I totally forgot about, like, how we talked back in the day in, like, the, like, 2000s. We were all, like, using, like, awesome sauce. We were really big into, like, just making new words up. That's what I thought, blue chips, that the usually, like, the moon is, like, a feminine. But sometimes it's not. It really just depends. But I think in most cultures, it's feminine, which makes sense because you have the cycles, like the moon and the sun, but they're, like, similar, but, like, different, you know? They're, like, dancing in a relationship. There's connections there, guys, there's connections. I still c God, this review is do not buy this shirt if you have a heart condition, are nursing, are pregnant, or may become pregnant. What was the weirdest thing I think was have significant deficiencies in self-esteem. I guess that means that you had kinda you gotta be a badass to wear this badass shirt, and you man enough to handle the silk screen 3 wolves having at a moon shirt with a tie-dye feature on it? I don't think you are. It kinda seems like that. They have one with unicorns on it. Oh, that's so funny. Sorry, that's really if if they chose, like, any other image for this unicorn, it would not make the shirt, but the fact that it's, like, this face really just cracked me up. Like, that is probably the derpiest unicorn I have ever seen. I've only seen majestic, wonderful unicorns. You know, that's it. I've never really seen, like, a derpy unicorn. I know, impregnated by a werewolf. I know, what a way to go. Which hold up, that's okay, if you get impregnated by a werewolf, does that mean you're given, like, werewolf babies? Or are you, like, are we talking about wolf babies, or are we, like, is this a human child that can transform into a werewolf? Or is this some sort of, like, half human, half werewolf, like, hybrid thing? Where, like, they're permanently in between. I'm just saying, that piece of lore that they dropped really makes me think. I don't know. I still can't believe what a way to go. Just saying. I'm definitely available and probably will be until the end of time. Oh, I'm so funny. PETA wants to know your location. I don't think they do. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so I didn't tell you guys this. Okay, so I need your guys' help, and I'm actually being serious about this. I have a wonderful Christmas party that I have to attend, and oh, heaven forbid, I have to bake for this Christmas party. Oh no. Okay, so I'm thinking about baking 2, maybe 3 things if I can squeeze in a third thing. Now, what these 2 things are, I don't know, but I do know that one person is already bringing, like, cookies. And I don't want to bring cookies. Like, I don't know. I don't want to step on her toes. Like, she can have her cookie moment. I can have my other moment. Listen, when I get a BF, bro, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna be like, sup guys, I got a BF. And I'm gonna watch my sub count go from like 3 to like suddenly 0 in like 2 seconds. But don't worry, I'll still act like I'm down bad. I mean, I feel like even if I would, I'd still be down. Oh my god, there's 3 rats. Oh wait, no, wait, never mind. Sorry, I was like, "Oh, that's cute," and then I realized it was AI generated, and I'm like, "I hate it." Bro, what if I wore this shirt to the furry convention? Bro, if I don't have at least 10 guys digits in my phone by the end of the convention, I'm gonna lose it. Tell me that this shirt doesn't look like the absolute coolest thing imaginable. Bro. It's blue! But the best part is, he's on fire! Wow. You know what? I feel like it's images like this as to why, like, half of the furry fandom is some sort of, like, wolf fox canine hybrid thing. It cracks me up every single time. And they're like, "So what animal do you think you are?" "Oh, I think I'm a wolf." "Oh, okay. Join the club," and it's like 90% just wolves. Which makes sense. They're cool animals. And they're really popular, like, just in general. I know, that's what I'm saying, the drip. Okay, but anyway, so I don't know what to bake. That is true. Wait, shorks? What? I don't know what that word means. That's what I've heard. But also I'm like, I feel like we all talked dumb back then. It's just the new sort of slang. Like I remember being in high school and people were saying like YOLO swag, uh damn Daniels or something like that. Something with your shoes. I don't remember. I might be getting some years mixed up here and there. But I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And now I'm like, you know, youthful and young, still eternally youthful and young online because I never age. Um, and yeah, like here's stuff calling like Skibidi Toilet and like Riz or whatever, and I'm like, eh, okay. Like, I don't know. I think it's really easy to look at the new generation and like just be terrified and be like, oh my god, I can't believe it's over for us. This is how humanity is. I'm like, I really don't think so. I think it's easy when you're old to look back on young people and to somehow view that you were above it all, that you weren't just like them, but like 10, 20, 15 years, 30 years, you know, apart. I'm like, no, we were all doing the dumb stuff. It was just different back then because it was our culture because we grew up in it. That's what's weird about it. The end. Oh, sharks. Oh, okay. Are you trying to say that you enjoy shark feed? If I pulled up shark feed right now, would you suddenly turn into a dog? Sorry, I'm like so close to buying this. I shouldn't because it's wrong. But yeah, it does crack me up every single time I see, like, furry art t-shirts. They all have the exact same sort of, like, style to them, and I have no shade against it. It's just really funny. Like, this sort of, like, cartoonish anime, but a little, like, edgy almost. Yeah, shark feet, yeah. Like, it's always this style. I never see anything else, and it's really funny. It's kind of funny how, like, such a big fandom can have, like, a specific art style. But I guess that makes sense because you could say the same thing about, like, anime. Somewhere in here, I have Shark Fin, and I can't remember where it is. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh god, this looks rough. Yeah, this is where I was at last. I was getting somewhere with the design. Somewhere, not. I wasn't making a whole lot of burgers, but I was trying, guys. Yeah, typically extremely angular or extremely the opposite. Yeah, I've never really seen any, like, cutesy woo-woo, like, furry art, like, as in, like, merch. When I'm talking about furry merch, I almost always see that very, like I almost describe it as, like, very urban, sort of loud, maybe a bit, like, ooh in your face, you know? Um, very graphical style. Oh god. Oh, yep, there you go, there you go, okay. I'm gonna go lay down for, like, 5 minutes, so you guys can have fun looking at this, I guess. Um, I think I'm gonna get rid of this netting on her leg here. I couldn't make it work. I think having it on her leg down here is probably a better bet. I think what I had for her tail works. Other than that, there's a lot I gotta fix, but we're getting there. We're getting